This is a Fox News alert. I'm Brett Baer in Washington. Another brutal video unveiled by the terrorist army ISIS. This one purporting to show the beheading of a second American journalist. The murder of Steven Sotloff is prefaced with a denouncement of President Obama's bombing campaign in Iraq and followed by a promise of yet another execution to come. This, as the president's foreign policy plate is overflowing with dangerous challenges. ISIS terrorists in Iraq and Syria, along with that country's civil war. Al-Qaeda terrorists in Somalia. The near total dissolution of any semblance of order in Libya. And the Russian incursion into Ukraine. We have Fox team coverage tonight. Ed Henry is traveling with the president. He's in Estonia. Estonia, as Vladimir Putin boasts, he could take Ukraine's capital city in just 2 weeks. Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon with an American military strike against al-Qaeda forces in Somalia. Britt Hume with America's apparent loss of confidence in its leader's ability to handle foreign policy. But we begin with another example of ISIS savagery and the taunting of the president. Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge is here tonight. Hello, Catherine.
Well, thank you, Brett. Steven Sotloff's family seemed to be bracing itself for the worst news tonight. A spokesman said they're aware of the video and grieving in private.
The new video, called A Second Message to America, purports to show the execution of journalist Steven Sotloff. A masked terrorist, knife in hand, stands next to him, and the video ends with a horrific image of a head placed on top of a bloody body. While the intelligence community analyzes the video, the White House offered condolences, but no confirmation that it's genuine.
I'm not in a position to confirm the authenticity of that video or the reports at this point. Our thoughts and prayers, first and foremost, are with Mr. Sotloff and Mr. Sotloff's family and those who worked with him. 2
weeks ago, ISIS threatened to kill Sotloff at the end of the Foley execution video if the U.S. continued airstrikes against Islamic State targets in Iraq. Another hostage, believed to be British, is shown at the end of this latest video, and there is a warning from the executioner to those joining a U.S.-led coalition against ISIS. Quote, "Our knife will continue to strike the necks of your people." The apparent execution of 2 Americans at the hands of Islamic extremists known as ISIS or ISIL seem to give more credence to complaints from Capitol Hill that the president is too cautious. The State Department was asked whether it amounts to an act of war.
I'm not going to, again, put new labels on it. I think it's clear that we are concerned about the threat of ISIL to Western interests, to interests in the region.
Earlier, a former Pentagon official told Fox News that detailed and specific intelligence about the rise of ISIS was included in the president's daily brief, also known as the PDB, for at least a year before the group took large swaths of territory in June. The officials said the data was strong, adding a policymaker such as the president, who often takes his brief electronically, could only conclude the situation was getting bad. Today, neither the White House nor the Pentagon denied the claim, emphasizing they were on top of the situation.
We've talked about ISIL for many months now, and as I've said before, we were very closely monitoring and tracking their progress, their growth, their development, well before they rolled into Mosul. So this is not an organization that we haven't been watching.